This is the bedroom of the John Lennon suite here at the Casbah Coffee Club Suites. So if you're a John Lennon fan, I should imagine this is where you want to stay. And this is a replica of the guitar that John used to play. Here's Pete sitting behind his white pearl drum kit, and then when the lads are in their suits. Well, the Beatles started here at the Casbah Coffee Club. That's where the band formed. They played at the Casbah on the opening night as the Quarrymen, John, Paul, George, and a lesser-known guy called Ken Brown. They became the Beatles there. They played as the Silver Beatles, John, Paul, George, Pete, and Stuart. Then they became John, Paul, George, and Pete. So as the Quarrymen, they played on 13 occasions, and as the Beatles, I think it was 42 or 43 occasions, from basically 59 through to 1962. So it really is the foundation block for what followed. We haven't gone Beatle-tastic, we've just given a sprinkle of each Beatle in each suite. It was basically, they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe that they were going to get access, that they were actually going to get into the house, be able to stay here, sleep here, stay where they stayed. So they were really excited about it. Stars on the ceiling were put up by John, Paul, George and Pete. They cut these stars out and put them up. You can see where they painted over a star that was originally stuck on, but they got them up in the end, and they were done by John, Paul, George, Pete and Stuart. The silhouette above the fireplace there is a silhouette of John Lennon. It was painted by Cynthia Lennon. That's the original stage area. That's where John, Paul, George and another guy called Ken Brown opened the Casbah on the 29th of August 1959, and the rainbow ceiling above it was painted by Paul McCartney. The far ceiling above the stage, that was put up by John Lennon and my brother Pete. She grabbed hold of John, she spotted it about 3 weeks later. It really is, if there hadn't have been a Casbah, there wouldn't have been a Beatles. It was the starting point. It was where John, Paul, George, Stuart met Pete. The five of them came together to form the original lineup of the Beatles, and it all happened here at the Casbah.
It's a wonderful opportunity, and I would certainly recommend it to anybody that's a Beatles fan, especially if they're a Beatles fan of the early days and the origins of the Beatles, and where they truly started, right in the basement of this house. It's just a wonderful thing that what they've done for this to make it available for Beatles fans alike, to come visit and stay and truly learn the real history.